Now to Shantanu Prakash, he's a founder of Millennium Schools. Sir, parents are watching right now. There are many other schools in Haryana, Delhi who will start opening up as well. What are the precautions that you're taking? How are you going to convince the parents that it is time you can safely send your children to our school and we'll ensure that they are safe and their education is now back on track?
Sure, Pooja ji. I think it's a great decision that the government has taken to actually open the schools. And the reality actually is that the parents are now trying to convince the school managements that please open the school really fast. So what has actually happened in reality is that, being confined to the home in a claustrophobic environment, staring at the screen for 4 to 5 hours a day, it has had a massive toll on mental health issues. Apart from the fact that huge learning gaps have emerged between students, what they could have learned and what their actual learning is going to be. And सबसे important ये बात है that this learning gap is never going to come back. We have lost this time forever. So for the first time I'm seeing, in COVID-1, we saw a lot of fear. In COVID-2, we saw desperation. But now I'm seeing a completely different mindset from parents. The parents are saying, we can't wait for schools to open. And some of the interviews that you did on the field just now, parents are excited and kids are even more excited. With regards to schools, of course, schools have to be...
But have you, what are the precautions, Shantanu Prakash, that you've set up? For example, are there screens in place? How are they going to be social distance with each other? Children would want to mingle with each other. Parents who've asked me some of the questions are saying, we are not convinced that school will be prepared enough because the students are going to want to meet each other. They will not want to wear a mask all the time. What precautions specifically have you decided to prepare?
So Pooja, I think what has really happened is that the schools have got more than a year and a half now to prepare. So this is not something that has hit us out of the blue. Now, every kind of research is out there as to what needs to be done. There are ICMR guidelines, there are CBSE guidelines, there are state government guidelines. So anything and everything, from checking the temperature the moment you board the bus. So now we have got apps that can do that. From making a secondary check when you enter the school, ensuring that all the teachers and every staff is double vaccinated, ensuring that there is a sanitizer that's available on every classroom. Of course, I can't imagine that any school today will not practice social distancing. So I think the entire protocol and more schools are definitely going to do. But is it going to be a scenario where you can promise that not a single case will come? Obviously not. Let us not be foolishly optimistic. Despite the best efforts that the school management will take, there could be some issues that may arise.
And that's precisely a fear which is justified, rightly so, felt by a lot of parents. Nobody wants to put their own child at risk. Sumit Agarwal is a parent. How old is your child? And aren't parents exhausted of having to manage both work and children's education at home? Wouldn't you want them to be going out? What is your concern? Because you today could be representing thousands and lakhs of parents who are not yet sure that they want to send their children back to their classrooms in person.
Yes, definitely, Pooja. I have two children. One is 6th standard and one is 11th standard. And my daughter already missed the 10th exams of CBSE board exams. But definitely, I would agree with most of the things which Mr. Shantanu has said on social learning and economical also aspect, which the school reopen will make to this country. But definitely, I must say that we are crossing the line of safety. I am very apprehensive about the credibility and the preparedness of these schools.
Why? Why do you say that?
Because I know how the guidelines are followed. Guidelines are already there for most of the things.